You'll have to see, because sometimes it's not as open as you think it's going to be.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What I could have given for a margarita.
Oh.
How did I prepare for it? Well, quite honestly, I didn't. Here's the thing is I knew Mike and Arisce separately before X on the Beach. I had a crush on Mike for years. He was the first guy I'd ever had a crush on. In fact, Mike and I had kissed each other at his birthday in front of Arisce before. So you can imagine how I'm feeling when Mike walks in and I go, oh, hi, Mike's here for me. He sits down next to Arisce and I go, well, I didn't know you two were dating. And also, now this is all.
Okay, Arisce, what made you agree to get back together with him night one?
Did I?
We both made out with Mike on the first day.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know this. I was like, that doesn't sound familiar.
I love that. Okay.
I don't know. Oh, I was really annoyed because it's just not the one I wanted. Like, if we're getting our ex back, I'm like, I don't want this one right now. Like, I could have maybe week 4 or something. I don't know.
Ooh, you know what? That's a good question because I've thought about this when I found out that it was X on the Beach. I'm like, is there an X that I would really, really dread seeing? To be honest with you, I was really just hoping to see some X's that I hadn't seen in a long time. And yeah, I was more excited than nervous, really. There are a lot of differences. Obviously the most obvious, biggest one is I wasn't allowed to, kiss or touch or anything on Too Hot to Handle, and I've realized that I probably have lots of PDA on X on the Beach. And that'll probably be a big difference that people aren't used to seeing. But the experience from going from your first show to your second show, it is different, and I feel like I probably could be more of myself in this one.
Like the challenge and Big Brother, those are competition shows. Being on those shows, you see me get feisty, sassy. I'm borderline an ogre, because it's money on the line. It gets real ugly. And on this show, I anticipated smooth sailing. I'm sipping margaritas on the beach, do great confessionals, and live my best life. This was some shit. This was hard. This was by far the hardest show I think I've ever done. So it's very different. Oh, you live and you learn. Everyone goes through their own experiences, and he had an opportunity to go through it, watch it, and hopefully learn from it. No. No, that ship has sailed. The only way I'll be back is if I'm hosting. But I feel like Julie, that's her baby. But if she ever want to hand it over, I am open to adopt. Talk to who?
Nicole. Talk to who? Mm-hmm.
Who I talk to that lady?
Great.
I don't talk to nobody that was a part of that crew. None of them.
David, let me see your left hand real quick. Turn around. Okay, still no ring. Okay.
Oh!
No, I'm just saying, I'm checking up on you since you learned so much about yourself. I'm like, okay, well, let's see it. I was expecting a bomb at the end of that sentence, but
probably took it off before the interviews.
Maybe.
Listen, like I said, no spoilers, okay?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No spoilers, guys.
I was just checking up on you. I haven't seen you in a minute.
Cut the spoilers out of my edit.
Shady.
Ooh. Oh, that's the gatekeeper right there. She the big boss. Ain't no getting to me. You got to go through her. So I'm very protective. I don't introduce her to a bunch of people because I don't ever want her to be like, oh, this is uncle and a new person. I don't bring men in and out of my daughter's life. I don't believe in that. I don't do none of that. So my dating is very far in between. So yeah, it made me very particular. Like I date with intention. I can't afford to just be out here, oh, your turn. I have to date with intention. What you trying to do in the next 5 to 10 years?
It was somewhere in the way, like I said, this is my 3rd dating show that I've done. So I kind of understand, like, maybe you present yourself this way. You can, like, you really need to make sure you lock yourself down, like get a little safe and then venture out. But the biggest difference, like I've been saying, is on Paradise Hotel, like it was a dating game, but it was also a strategic game to win money at the end. Make sure you're friends with these people, but also not friends with other people who, you might want to compete against. But in Paradise Hotel, you had to be in a couple to keep going. On X on the Beach, you could be by yourself completely the entire time and just focus on yourself, or just casually date as many people as you could, or like Arisce was saying, like be in an open relationship. You really had the freedom to do what you wanted because you weren't going to get sent home unless you're, I don't know, outrageous.